All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today for the 2025 Severe Weather Request for Qualifications Information Session. Today is February 13th, 2025. I am Eli Griffin. I am a procurement coordinator here at King County Regional Homelessness Authority, and I am the lead for this process. Today, we are going to go over the timeline for the request for qualifications process, do a process overview, discuss the scope, submission review, do a review of Salesforce, and then answer any questions and answers that folks may have today. Please note that this information session is being recorded and we will post it on a questions and answers document on our funding opportunities webpage. Any questions that we receive today and going forward will be on that document so that folks have access to all information about this process. The RFQ, or request for qualifications, was released on February 10th, 2025. We have 3 information sessions on February 13th, 19th, and 24th, all at 12 p.m. in order to give folks as many opportunities as possible to join and ask any questions that they may have. The last day for questions to be sent to us at rfp@kcrha.org will be March 3rd at 5 p.m. The application deadline is March 10th at 11:59 p.m. We expect to send out approval and denial notifications the week of March 31st. Appeals will be due 5 business days afterwards, which would likely be the week of April 7th. And then development of master service agreements will begin April 7th, and we'll discuss that further a little bit later. Please review the severe weather request for qualifications document for full details. Today is an overview, and that document has a lot of great information in there. As I stated, the last day for questions is March 3rd, 2025 at 5 p.m. RFQ specific questions cannot be responded to after March 3rd. However, if you encounter any Salesforce issues, those can be responded to afterwards. Those are technical questions that aren't specific to this process. We just want to ensure that everybody has fair access to information about this process. This is a new process, and this is the first time that we'll be using our new grant management system, Salesforce. So please let us know if you encounter any issues or bugs, and also let us know what is helpful or if there's anything that you really like about this new process. So this RFQ is seeking qualifications from agencies interested in providing severe weather services for people experiencing homelessness. We are seeking to pre-approve agencies to apply for requests for proposals or RFPs for severe weather response, including shelter, basic needs provision, and or referral support services. And this would be for adverse weather conditions, including snow, poor air quality, extreme heat and cold, extreme wind or rain, and other severe weather events. And this process is really to shorten future RFPs for severe weather, really front loading a lot of the work in this process so that KCRHA and agencies can quickly respond to severe weather and ensure people are getting the services they need as fast as possible. Once agencies go through this process, if they are approved, they will sign a master service agreement or MSA with KCRHA if they don't currently have one. Agencies with a current MSA are still required to apply for this process, but they will not need to sign another MSA until their current one expires. They will have to go through a very short amendment process. As funding becomes available, KCRHA will then run a shortened RFP for agencies identified through this process. That will be a 6-week process compared to our usual 14-week process. Just running through that again, agencies will apply through the RFQ. If they're not approved, they will be able to reapply for this process in 6 months. We will be doing this twice a year. If approved, they will then move on to the Master Service Agreement signing, or MSA. If no previous MSA, let me restart. If they don't currently have an MSA, they will sign one with us. If they have an existing one, they will go through a short amendment process. If approved through the severe weather RFQ and the MSA has been signed, agencies will then be able to apply for future severe weather funding processes. And this will be a much shorter process as minimum eligibility has been verified. Agencies won't have to submit those minimum eligibility and financial review documents again. And so it will be a 6-week process. And it will be much easier both for agencies and KCRHA to go through that RFP process for future severe weather funding. Please note that no funding is awarded as part of the 2025 severe weather RFQ process, nor is there any guarantee acre project service agreement or PSA to any entity that is successfully approved through this process. Beginning in 2025, agencies seeking funding for severe weather must participate in this RFQ process, and we will reopen it twice a year to ensure agencies have ongoing opportunities to submit qualifications. So if an agency is denied the first time, they may apply again. For review of applications, all compliance submissions are reviewed by a panel of internal evaluators. This will be pass or fail. If an applicant does not pass, they may apply in the next RFQ. And then to be approved, the organization must pass a financial review, meet minimum eligibility requirements, and I'll discuss those too in just a little bit. And then they must meet the rating criteria, which includes they must operate within King County, must be able to provide operational management, which includes establishment of clear activation criteria and protocols for opening and closing shelters, ability to coordinate with local government agencies, emergency management authorities, and community partners to ensure effective response and resource allocation, and then regular evaluation and improvement of shelter operations based on feedback and changing community. And then agencies must be willing to provide at minimum one of these severe weather services, including shelter, basic needs provision, and or referral and support services. We're asking agencies to submit financial documentation, which includes current fiscal year's financial statements, including balance sheet, income statement, and statement of cash flows, most recent audit reports, most recent fiscal year ending Form 990, and then proof of federal system for award management, or SAM registration. Minimum eligibility documents include at least one of certificate of incorporation, federal state registry listing, or authorizing documents, and also include certificate of existence, employment identification number, or EIN, registration confirmation, copy of their business licenses, KCRHA certification of non-debarment and suspension, and then proof of active system award management registration and unique identity number. This eligibility checklist can be found at this link here. It's also on our funding opportunity, which goes to our funding opportunities webpage. And it also includes the certification of non-debarment and suspension paperwork. So if you go to this link, it is available in this slideshow, and all these links will be available on our funding opportunities webpage as well. So you'll have access to those after today. As mentioned, we have a new contract and grants management system, which is Salesforce. All providers and applicants must register and create an account in order to apply through this process and future procurement processes. And you can use this link here. The link is also available on the RFQ document. If you do not have an account, or if you're not sure if your agency has an account, if you click on the register your agency button in the middle of the page, you will see this box here and put in your agency's unique entity ID number. If there is a duplicate found, that means you have an account. If there is no duplicate, you will then need to register. If you have an account, you will go to the portal, and if it's your first time logging in, you will have to reset your password. Um, and so you'll just click on forgot your password and go through that password reset process. If you have any issues or are unsure of your username, you can reach out to our grant admin team at grantadmin@kcrij.org for assistance. Right. So to apply for funding, once you have logged in, you will click on My Applications and click on Apply for New Funding Opportunity. Please note this process does not have any funding, but you'll still click on this button. Then you will click on 2025 Severe Weather Request for Qualifications. And I am going to stop sharing my screen so then I can show you what it looks like in Salesforce and walk you through that process quickly. One quick moment. All right. So once you logged in and have clicked on 2025 Severe Weather Request for Qualifications, you'll see a similar application to this. It won't look exactly the same, as you will be using an agency profile. However, you will see mission instructions on the side, and we'll be able to also click through the individual parts of the application. Uh, all submission instructions are here, and they're also located on the RFQ document on our funding opportunities webpage. You can click Save and Review the next section to move on through the application. You will then answer each of these questions, which are located in the RFQ document as well. Rating criteria are listed after each question, so you can see what KCRJ is looking for. Once you are done answering these questions, we'll click Save and Review next section and move on to budget. As stated, the RFQ will not award agencies, but we are asking agencies to provide information on if they have a federally indirect approved rate or negotiated indirect cost rate agreement. If you do, select yes, and then we will ask you for proof. We're then asking agencies to submit a conflict of interest certification form, which we require for all procurement processes. You can find that here and upload it. If your agency does have any conflicts of interest, please select yes, and you will be able to fill out the conflict of interest disclosure form, which is located at this link here, and upload that. Of course, if you don't, just select no. And then finally, we have all the required documents, including financial documentation and minimum eligibility requirements. And you will be able to submit all of those documents here, which are listed. Please note the minimum eligibility requirement checklist is also available here if you have any questions. Once you have submitted all required documents and answered all of the questions, you will then be able to click down at the bottom a submit button. And that is the process for going through Salesforce. We hope it is an easy process for you all. And thankfully, as stated before, you won't have to submit those documents again for future severe weather funding RFPs, saving you time and energy. One quick moment while I share my screen once again. Right. For more information about Salesforce, you can go to our Grant Management Resources webpage. There is an in-depth system guide PDF that will walk you through resetting your password, logging in, how to apply, all of that. And it also includes training videos as well, if that's helpful, and a link to book troubleshooting sessions. Additionally, for more information about the request for qualifications process, you can go to our funding opportunities webpage. There we also have a notice of funding availabilities listed, other live funding opportunities, and this is where we post any questions and answers that we receive about this process. It will be listed under RFP questions and answers under 2025 severe weather RFQ. The link to this recorded session will be there, as well as this slide deck. Now with that, we will open it up to questions. We have several staff here from our grants team, our severe weather team, to help answer any questions that you may have. You can put that in the chat, or please raise your hand just so we can see who has a question. Troy.
Hi, Eli. We recently applied for the East Side Severe Weather Grant from KCRHA and received funding for that. Are we still eligible to apply for this, or are we not eligible since we already received funding that is for this current quarter?
Good question. So all agencies looking to apply for severe weather funding in the future need to go through this process. And this process won't guarantee any funding. There's no funding associated with this. It's to shorten future RFPs. So once approved, you'll be able to apply for severe weather funding in the future. And those processes will be much shorter, as you won't have to submit that funding documentation or the financial documentation or minimum eligibility requirements.
Excellent. Thank you.
I think I saw one in the chat. The deadline is March 10th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You all are also welcome to attend future information sessions, which are on the 19th and 24th at noon. So if you have questions later on, you're welcome to attend those. You're also welcome to email rfp@kcrha.org for any questions that you have. And we'll be answering questions through March 3rd with a cutoff of 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll wait about another minute to see if there are any questions, and if not, we will end the information session for today. Right, well, it looks like we don't have any other questions, but thank you all so much for your time, and thank you all for that you do for our community. Have a great day.